Okay, welcome to this new edition of the Afrisummit 2024. So this year we are in Egypt, in Cairo again for the fourth edition. So I have been invited here to cover a bit the event and also to be a speaker. I will be talking about post-marketing surveillance. I will also try to make a lot of interviews with a lot of people, so you'll see that just after. And the idea here is that let's cover the main topics that are covered this year by Afrisummit with all the African countries. We'll talk maybe again about reliance, we'll talk about digitalization. On the agenda, it's mainly what is mentioned there. So I'll try also to show you a bit of the event, but if you are a regulatory affairs person and you want really to be connected with a lot of the people in the African countries, this is the right place, and you'll see that with all the interviews, it's really the right place to be. So let's follow up on this, and I hope you'll appreciate this video. Thank you very much.
Let's start now this journey with Sean, one of the key figures with the logistics behind Afrisummit. So let's hear more from him about what is Afrisummit.
Hi, I am Sean, and I work as the Key Accounts Manager for the Afrisummit. I have been with Afrisummit since very beginning, from its inception. Afrisummit has a long legacy behind it. We hosted GCC Summit. We used to host GCC Summit in Dubai, and a lot of our patrons used to participate from Africa. And there was a continuous demand to bring a similar initiative focused towards the African continent, and that's when the Afrisummit started back in 2021. We all were grouping with COVID during that time, and first couple of years we had to host it virtually, but now we are on site. In fact, it's a hybrid model, so it has a flexibility to attend on site or online as per your convenience. We are growing year on year, and we intend to have more conferences in coming years focused towards the African continent, which brings together the authorities, the regulators, industry professionals, and industry experts under one roof. Thank you.
So what is what you see as a positive now for this session of Afrisummit?
Well, this Afrisummit has been significant. It has been growing, like I said, and bringing together over 16 national regulatory authorities under one roof, along with the industry leaders and the professionals, created an atmosphere for meaningful and fruitful discussions focused towards regulatory affairs landscape, as well as a series of other interesting topics like digitalization or local manufacturing, track and trace, serialization in the African continent. And this is what we look for, quality discussions and an opportunity for everyone to come and express themselves in terms of attendees or a speaker or a sponsor. There are multiple opportunities, and we welcome everyone to come and explore it.
Now let's hear about one intervention that happened during Afrisummit. It's mainly about digitalization, and we'll talk specifically about EIFU, which is Electronic Instruction for Use. So let's hear about that.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the introduction, and thank you for paving the way to our next session with the digital question at the end. So that was the perfect opening for our second session of the day. We're in a period characterized by rapid digital transformation and technological advancement. Digital documentation stands out as a critical evolution in the medical technology sector. So that's why it was paramount to have a session in our 2 days event covering digital documentation and regulatory consideration. For this session, I'm pleased to be joined by key panelists and speakers who will shed a light on the digital transformation happening from manufacturers' perspective, and also a discussion from regulators' perspective. My first speaker is Mr. Dirk Gay van Petjus. He's the RAQA Southern Africa leader in Medtronic Africa. Dirk has been in the medical device industry since 1996, coming from the commercial side and also moved to quality and regulatory affairs. He has also been presenting in various meetings over the years. He is a qualified external auditor on the ISO 13485, and he recently developed more of a passion for post-market surveillance. So please join me in welcoming Dirk to guide us through the first presentation for the session.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much. I must say it's certainly a privilege to be up here today speaking to fellow industry as well as regulators on the African continent. And it would be remiss of me also not to just say good morning to all of our online viewers. I hope that there are a lot of you out there that are looking forward to today. So if we look at it, I'm going to be speaking about the expanded use of the EIFU, the electronic IFU instructions as such. And this is basically what we have on the menu for this morning. So we'll have an introduction, we'll talk about the benefits, some of the global trends, some internet statistics, because I think that's always one of the perceived obstacles that we see, as well as then how do we overcome those, and then a call to action. So what better way then is to sink our teeth into the morning session by looking at this, okay? And this is what the World Health Organization has to say with regards to EIFU, labeling as such, but generally everything in terms of electronic, and they're calling for all of the NRAs to allow information to be made available through electronic means. So if you look at it, in terms of the benefits, we have increased accessibility. Now, we know at the moment how sometimes difficult it can be if we've been in that scenario where we look at an IFU, and an IFU, if you open up a book, it can be anywhere in the region of, I've seen books up to 800 pages of an IFU. Granted, it's in 10 languages, but that still means that you've got 100 pages that you need to go through. And the print is generally pretty fine. Can you imagine being able to access this content online, not just from a literary perspective, but having animations, having videos, having dialogue available to you in terms of being able to access this and what it would potentially mean to a patient. We also just look, and that's just one of the points as such, you know, we look at the ability to reduce our carbon footprint in terms of ETO emissions. We look at the ease of change of an IFU. When an IFU needs to be changed, it gets changed. We don't have to call back IFUs or recall products to have to relabel them as such, or reintroduce the IFU and then push it back into the market with different languages as an example. We also look at the idea of the faster dissemination of the IFU updates in terms of field corrective actions as an example. So the benefits in terms of the use of EIFU are numerous. And when you look at this, it's not just something that's being recognized individually. If you look at the trade associations around the world, or you look at the IMDRF as an example, APAC Med and the GMTA have all called for the increased use. Now, I'm not saying the use, I'm talking about the increased use of EIFU because it's already in the adoption phase. And I left this for last because if you look at MicoMed, the African and Middle East powerhouse in terms of trade association, which, by the way, I think is celebrating their 15th birthday this year, okay? They are also calling for the expanded use of EIFU. The caveat amongst all of this is that it's done in a controlled fashion. So when you look at this, you'll notice that yes, we want to be aligned in terms of best practices, but we also want to make sure that the cybersecurity controls are in place in order to make sure the safe and effective dissemination of these devices to all of the healthcare professionals, the stakeholders, the people that need to see them. So if we do a hop, a skip and a jump across the Indian Ocean down to the TGA in Australia, you'll see that Australia just recently also published the summary of their consultation. These are IMDF regulators that you see here, okay? And they are also calling for greater uptake and use of a range of medical devices. And Visa is doing exactly the same across the Atlantic. They're talking about its plan to expand the EIFU to include lay users. And the MedTech Europe just published the results of a survey that was done in the EU, and they had 2,600 responses to their survey, of which more than 2,400 were positive. That's an 85% uptake in terms of that. And the goal there is to expand the use of the current regulation for all devices for professional use in 2025. So I know we look at this, and we talk about lay use and we talk about professional use. I think the point is that in a measure, when we move forward, it's important to understand that the EIFU is gaining traction for professional use as well as consumer use.
Yes, as you can see, we are not only enjoying some conferences, we have also some fun with some Egyptian band and some guests that are dancing. So the good ambience. Now let's hear from some of the participants to the Afrisummit and ask them the question, why are they coming?
And where are you working?
I'm working at Roche Diagnostics. I'm the global head of regulatory policy and intelligence at Roche Diagnostics for Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa.
So what is your interest as a Roche Diagnostics to come here at the Afrisummit?
So Afrisummit for me, it's a platform for networking, exchange knowledge and hear from others and get insights of diverse like background and also diverse perspective on the region. Since it's part of my region of responsibility, it's really great to see regulators, academia, different experts from all over the world. So it's really great to see everyone here.
So this session happened this year, so there was also one last year. So what is different this year? What was maybe some highlights for you this year?
This year, you can see that there is a theme of trust between regulators, the need for the trust between regulators, reliance, also the exchange between regulators about the advancement in their regulatory framework. You can see also the need or the look for building future of resilience and a strong regulatory framework, as well as innovation while ensuring patient safety. So it has been a consistent theme since yesterday, and it's great to see that theme consistent with last year as well.
So what do you think maybe, or maybe you can, like an oracle define, what can be the challenge that maybe we should go for next year? So what is the thing that we should maybe think about now? We tackle maybe this challenge of reliance or trust. Now, what is the next challenge?
I believe for Africa, the building the regulation for digital health, which has been like a trend all over the world, the AI and the advancement in the technology. I believe it's the need to discuss this with the regulators because it's coming anyway, and it's better to have this discussion earlier. So we put together the resilient and strong regulatory framework for the digital health while embracing innovation.
Yes, I'm Dr. Maha Zahran. I am the owner and founder of Uniclo for Consultation Services. It is a third-party consultation office based in Egypt. I'm a pharmacist with background working in governmental sector and both private sector, and then started my own company. I earned my RAC certificate in medical devices since 2021, and then earned my ISO 13485 lead audit distributor certificates from BSI.
So what is your interest as Uniqlo to come here at the Afrisummit?
We mainly interest with the updates in the regulation from all national health authorities in the Africa region, as we provide consultations for our clients with regards to the regulatory. So we are looking forward to all the updates all the time. We specializing in EDA in Egypt, where we are located and dealing with the EDA. So specifically, we are looking forward for the updates at EDA with regards to the regulations.
Great. So if you had to come back next year in 2025, what things you want to be seen as done or solved? What challenge you have actually that you want to see next year maybe already solved?
Yeah, two main things I want always to see. The first thing is reliance. We need to see more reliance between the health authorities to overcome the burden of the regulatory work for registration of new products. Another thing I want to see is making the Africa regulations as one-time regulation, as if when manufacturer registers the product in one of the countries, other countries in Africa can depend on this registration and only may have to submit only additional requirements to facilitate the market access of the products. This is like European Union, something like this, but in Africa, of course.
Great.
1 year after last Afrisummit, we have the honor to interview again Dr. Monir El Azzouzi, which is responsible for medical device registration at the EDA. So let's hear from her.
So, welcome everybody. So I'm here with Monir El Azzouzi from the EDA. So Noha, welcome again this year.
Yeah, welcome Monir.
We were last year also, not in this hotel, in another hotel, but Afrisummit 2023. Yes. So we are back at Afrisummit 2024. So I wanted to ask you, so last year we discussed about the situation at the EDA. Can you share with us some progress that you have done since last year until now with the idea that I think you shared that also in the Afrisummit, but can you just explain in a summary what are the achievements that you think that we can really celebrate actually?
Okay, first I'm delighted to be again with you this year after being with you last year in Afrisummit as a third edition. Last year when we met in November, we were celebrating being a member in the IMDRF in October. But after November last year, in December, we were approved also and participated as a member in the GHWP and then in the African Medical Device Regulatory Forum. So there is two more additional international forums that we have already joined. Also, we have a great success stories in our localization project. We have now a specialized project for supporting local manufacturers and supporting investment in the career of medical devices, medical equipments, and IVDs. And thanks God, we have now decreased the amount of the importation invoices for the imported products, and we are depending a lot on our local products.
Great. So we have also discussed a lot during these sessions. I saw that you were participating a lot in some panel discussion, to some presentations. So I think it was great.
The whole agenda is always fine.
Exactly. So each time I was surprised. Again, she's again on the panel, so it's really great. So now the question is more about what is your highlights from this session of this year in 2024 about the topics, about maybe something that was really interesting for you, and maybe you can take that also with you for maybe next year.
Look, my first impression and the most important impression about especially this summit is that it was not focusing on a specific topic like last year. Mainly it was about the MDR update. So anyone come to the stage, he always talk about the MDR timeline and how we are going to deal with the extension letter, blah, blah, blah. But this year, there was a lot of interesting topics like the counterfeit products, the UDI, the digitalization, the electronic IFU, the e-labeling. And what was amazing was the electronic legalization of certificates that one of our colleagues mentioned. Also about the registration regulation in a lot of African countries. So I guess this year it was very comprehensive and have a lot of topics. It was really great this year.
So during one of your presentation, it was also amazing to understand that digitalization helped you a lot for the e-submission when you had, and you talked also about this anecdote about archiving. When you have to archive, before it was papers, you have to send that to another place and then we have to retrieve the information.
Really, it was a disaster because what we face due to this archiving is when someone, if you have, for example, a registered product and you have registration license and it has a typing mistake. Sometimes the companies used to submit an appeal for me. This is a typing mistake, and it was not the, for example, the spelling mistake that I submitted during my registration. So to make sure of this, either it's a rewording in the description or number in the certificates, who can identify whether it's a real change or it's a typing mistake. So I had to go back for the archived file, which was paper, and feature within a huge amount of paperwork, which was apart from our campus. So unfortunately, most of the cases we could not reach these files. But now, according to the electronic archiving, it's very easy just to type the number of registration license, and now it's all over the website.
So now, mainly the manufacturers, they are also happy, I suppose, to make an e-submission, to send you per email or per, I don't know if it's a platform or an email.
We have a Device platform. You can submit your registration file or your importation file or your variation, any file with you have to submit on this platform. You do not have to come to EDA at all. You have a username and password, just like you are sitting in Alex or in the club. You can submit your file 24/7.
So now we have made a lot of achievement this year. So are you putting in place some new challenges for next year, some new objectives, some new things that you want to maybe come next year, make a presentation, say we have done it this year also?
Of course, my limit is the sky, and my dream for the next year is to talk about the amount of exportation for our local products. Not only the localization and having a lot of local products in our market, but also for exportation. So
here, is there like a message to push a bit more the local manufacturing, to manufacture locally also the product?
I'm trying to send message from here to foreign investors. Try to come and have a look on our market. Really, Egypt is a very great hub to invest in it. We have a lot of opportunities, and you will find a great support. And as I mentioned during my presentation, we have a lot of priority lists that we can give you, a lot of incentives, and you will find more support of every entity to finalize your project. So come and have a look for the offers that we are offering now for localization.
Great. So was there also some interest for you to see the other authorities, maybe talk to them or see what they are doing also? Because each authority was coming also showing what they are doing, how they are achieving also some objectives. So is it also something that can inspire you or help you to say, oh, this is great what they are doing and we should share? Or it's more something that, oh, each authority is doing whatever they want, but we are not really talking?
The most important thing from summits like this is the sharing of information. And already during this summit, I've met a lot of authorities. And the net of these meetings was that we are going to have 3 separate sessions, online sessions with these authorities, and we are going to sign new MOUs with them, because when they heard what we are doing and when we find where they are standing now, so we had meetings like yesterday and today, and we arranged online session to deal with this.
So is it a dream also to have like Africa that is dealing registration like in Europe, like you register it once in any European country and it's going everywhere in Europe? So is it something that is feasible, you think, here? I know that we talked also on some sessions about challenges due to legislations and law and politics and things like that. So, but is it a dream for all those countries to have a unified, if I can say, region?
I guess the start of the AMDF is a starting point for this, this forum is gathering 18 African countries, and we are having with them working groups to see the regulation for every country. So I guess this is a starting point for the African countries to be aligned together and to have a hub for the African countries' regulation.
Great. So let's meet again next year and see again if everything is going on the right direction.
Inshallah.
Thanks you, Noha. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Monir. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, sure. This is Authorized from Medtronic Egypt, and I've worked on SGS certification company, and I do have a decade of experience varying from pharmaceutical company to a certification company and finally medical devices companies.
Great.
So nice to meet you, Monir.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Sure, welcome.
So what is your interest to come here at Afrisummit? What is the thing that you maybe are learning, or what is the benefit that you get from it?
Yes, it's really beneficial to see that all Africa countries are brought together in one place, with covering all the reliance issues, and covering all the guidance and to know everything about each company. Each regulator. Sorry, can you repeat?
No, it's fine. It's okay. Let's repeat.
It's not live, right?
No, it's not live.
Okay.
So, what is your interest as Medtronic to come here at Afrisummit, and what are the benefits that you get from it?
Okay. Well, actually, I got benefit about talking about all the guidances and all the regulations are being shed or touched on from different countries here in Egypt and from Africa region as a whole. And also, my area of interest as Al-Iswilam is how the artificial intelligence and the digitization being implemented in the regulatory affairs field, and this is being covered, and hopefully this will be covered in the next summit.
Exactly. So, yeah, we talked a lot about digitalization. So, do you see it? And we saw also the EDA, so yes, the agency talking a lot about the e-submission, etc. So, is it something that is like an opportunity for Africa also to grow, or it will be a burden due maybe to infrastructure? Or how do you see that?
Well, I can see it as an opportunity, because there are a lot of digitization opportunities are there in place, and the Egyptian Drug Authority is working hard on this in order to make everything going to the green submission and all the electronic pathway. And this is actually, I see it as an opportunity, not a burden, of course.
Right.
Yes.
Effectively, at the end of the event, we also celebrate all the people in the background: waiter, cook, hotel staff, organizers. And we will now interview the head behind all this conference, which is Dr. Monir El Azzouzi.
Hi everybody. So we are back this year at Afrisummit 2024. So thank you, Dr. Monir El Azzouzi, for your invitation. So we are 1 year after. So we had 2023 in November last year.
Yes.
We are now in November 2024.
Yes.
You again made it here in Egypt successfully.
Successfully, thank you.
We are at the last day. We were just doing the celebrations now. Even
Yes.
for the people that were participating, I saw that there were a lot of volunteers that were here helping you, etc.
We were actually counting. We have 130 person in the hotel who's helping us, and our team who's organizing this is around 82. So almost 250 people is behind this success.
So big industry.
Yes.
Big industry. So just for you, if we can remind to people who are the audience that are participating to this Afrisummit, so that they know maybe that if they want to come next year, why it's really interesting for them to come. So who is really here at the Afrisummit?
Afrisummit is not a conference, but I say always it's a platform where you got industry and government on the stage to discuss, to participate with everyone who's having a new guidelines, to have a success story so other authorities can learn from each other. And if there is any challenges, they can meet and discuss. This year we have around 22 governmental, like EDA, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Ethiopia. We also we have 2 days of pharma and 2 days of medical devices. So it is a 4 days event.
Exactly, and you showed at the beginning this map with all the the authorities, and I mean, me behind the scene, I was looking. I said, how do you convince all those authorities to come? So what was the...
I believe since this is our 4th year, our first year we did not have this much.
Okay.
But since it's the 4th year, so they understand that this is important, and they are supportive. They are supporting us. They want to come. They want to learn. They want to give insights to people how to penetrate and market access. I'm very happy for the support as well.
Exactly, and what is also great is that during this event, each authority is coming and explaining the situation in their countries, explaining how they are making the progress to reliance, digitalization, all those topics were mentioned. I saw also a lot of, maybe, I don't know if we can call it competition for MOU. I have most of the MOU. It was like showing all the maps.
You know, Monir, I'm happy to hear that, because a lot of people saying reliance, harmonization, we are doing that, but then it's good to compete to reach a place that everyone is having the reliance harmonization that we are looking for, which will be better access for a healthier Africa.
Exactly. And for you, what is the highlight for you here? I mean, is there a highlight that you say, oh this year I saw something that was surprising?
So this morning we have a meeting with the EDA and Uganda Ministry of Health, and soon they will be announcing a Reliance MOU.
Great. So this is also a platform then for helping you helping the authorities to meet and to then discuss.
Yes. So I'm happy that this happened this morning, and they said they are going to complete. So soon they will be announcing that
so it's
they have a Reliance.
in advance.
We are cooking.
In terms of the older challenges, so I saw a lot of things about digitalization, EIFU, e-labeling, etc. So is it a theme also that or artificial intelligence? We didn't talk too much about artificial intelligence, but would it be a theme for also next year?
I believe the AI and digitalization and all software track and trace is the trending going on now in the whole world, not only in Africa, even in our Middle East, it's the same. Or even in the GCC country, it's the same. But this year, I can see that more people are interested since they are not yet started, but they are interested. Even companies like, we have some of the digitalization companies on board, if you saw them. We have, for example, even the ECTD electronic file, Extedo, Vector Science, we had Evotech, we had Visiot. They know that this is a new market for them, and all the authorities are really keen to do it.
Okay, so then next year, 2025, will we have again an Afrisummit?
Yes, hopefully. It will be again in Cairo, but still we did not know what time. We need to discuss this with the team and see. And I'm very happy, and I would like to ask everyone, please, to join us on our polls. Usually we do polls and surveys, and this will help us to do the maximum with our agenda to help government and industry.
Great. So let's meet again next year, 2025,
See you soon.
for another Afrisummit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monir.
Bye.
So it was Monir El Azzouzi from Easy Medical Device, and it was really a pleasure for me producing this video. And I hope to see you all at Afrisummit 2025. So thank you very much.